Austin Matthews, Connor McDavid, Nikita Kucherov. These were the players that Nathan MacKinnon was comparing himself to after a historically bad Colorado Avalanche season, in which they only earned 48 points. To make matters worse, they dropped 3 spots to the 4th overall selection, but that's turned out to be a blessing. Back to MacKinnon. He was wondering what was wrong with him. His struggles consumed him. In his mind, he was a hockey player first and everything else second. Because of this belief, a bad year led him to thinking poorly of himself as a human. The expectations placed on him were monumental. He had followed the blueprint of another Cole Harbour native, from Nova Scotia to the prestigious Shattuck Ste. Marie, and eventually the Q. The physical tools were all there. He had the speed, skill, physicality, and strength. But why did his first 4 seasons in the NHL look like this? And what happened after the 16-17 season to make his production go like this? Elias Pettersson played his best game of the postseason in Game 5 against the Oilers. He was silky smooth, he was confident, assertive, and could have had 2 goals to go along with his Lionel Messi-esque assist. I do believe that he has turned a corner, and the Oilers are in trouble now that the Canucks can roll 3 proper lines. But why did it take him 11 games to get into the fight? The purpose of this video is to look to the future. Regardless of what happens the rest of these playoffs, the Canucks cannot afford to have their $11.6 million forward disappear for long stretches of time, especially in the playoffs. How can he be more consistent? How can he reach the upper tier of NHL centers and stay there? Earlier, I asked what changed for Nathan MacKinnon in the summer of 2017. Well, he started seeing a sports psychologist. Elias Pettersson has denied seeing one in the past, but I believe he could benefit and unlock his full potential by incorporating psychology into his training regimen. Because the old adage goes, the game is 90% mental and only 10% physical. Before I outline why, please take a second to like this video and subscribe if you enjoy my content. I am trying to get to 10,000 subs by next season, and I can do it with your help. Thank you. I'm a hothead. I get very negative and down on myself, stated Nathan MacKinnon on the Spittin' Chicklets pod. We've seen this hot-headed nature before, as evidenced by this helmet toss at Connor Garland. But in his first 4 seasons in the league, this nature was all-consuming. MacKinnon did not know how to deal with the avalanche of emotions bringing chaos into his mind and flooding him with doubt and frustration. He actively sought out the help of a sports psychologist and has not looked back since. He has lived up to the billing of a first overall pick in one of the deepest drafts in history. In an interview with DNVR Sports, he stated that he tries to put as much into his mind as his body, and seeing a sports psychologist has helped him become more mindful. It's helped him stay in the moment. A lot of times when an athlete has a bad game, the negative emotions can snowball into the next game and the one after that. They end up in a rut where they feel that they may never score again. MacKinnon has been able to break this cycle before it develops. He has different process goals for each game, and does not let negative emotion bleed from game to game. That is why he is incredibly consistent. He also got a lid on his impulsive reactions and behavior. Well, sort of. When we look at Elias Pettersson, his issues earlier in the playoffs were the opposite. He was not showing enough emotion, and Trevor Linden even stated that he needs to get into the fight. The team has already come out and said that he is not injured. Rick Tocchet specifically stated that we do not hide things here. You can also point at his line mates, Mikheyev and Sam Lafferty, which is a fair argument. But in the regular season, they were one of the Canucks' top lines for expected goals because Pettersson carried them. He has not carried any line mates this postseason, so judging by his body language, the issue is one of confidence. Just look at him after Game 4 in this press conference. He looks defeated. Let's rewind to Game 2 against the Nashville Predators, after he misses this empty net against the Predators. He drops to his knees. He looks exasperated. There was a lot of this in this series. The Predators sensed this and tried to capitalize on his frustration. Jeremy Lauzon tossed him aside after a Predators goal, and Pettersson did not even get up to defend himself. He seemed to be sulking as he skated back to the bench. To me, this was a clear-cut sign that he was punishing himself. He didn't see himself as worthy of defending after this cheap shot. This is the type of play that should rile up a player and get them going, but Pettersson finished the series with just 3 assists. To be fair, one of those was on Suter's series winner. Confidence for athletes can be fleeting. It depends on a myriad of factors, but large swings in self-belief can be mitigated with the help of a sports psychologist. Let me make it clear, I am not an expert in this field and everyone is different. They respond to treatment differently, and for all we know, it may not even work for Pettersson, but it is worth a shot. The Canucks will be investing $92 million into this man over the next 8 years. If he has one bad game, he can't let it bleed over into the next game or the next, because before you know it, 40 games have gone by and he's still lost out there. This is a player that wants to win, but the path to success is not always linear. Sometimes we find ourselves in a rut. In a situation like this, a sports psychologist can help you focus on your goals. They can give you a sense of direction and purpose. Being mindful of these goals can help athletes stay motivated throughout their journey. They can also remind Pettersson of his capabilities. Coming into this season, many picked him to win the Selke, and when he was not scoring goals, his defensive game did not suffer. In the first month of the season, he even led the league in points, so an Art Ross one day is not out of the question. The sky truly is a limit for this player, and I for one am excited to see what he can achieve in blue and green, this season and beyond. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe. Cheers.